the top stories, Premier Abiy launches national wheat production for this fiscal year. And national grade 12 exam will begin Monday in selected universities across Ethiopia. Hello and thank you for joining us. You're watching Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Stay with us. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has launched national summer wheat production for the 2015 Ethiopian fiscal year. It was announced that this year 1.3 million hectares of land will be irrigated in order to increase this year's productivity to 52 million quintals of wheat. Tigist Tarnisa has the following account.
Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has on Sunday launched the national summer wheat of the 2015 Ethiopian fiscal year in the Somali regional state. Regional chief administrators and federal senior government officials have attended the launching ceremony. During the 2015 Ethiopian fiscal year irrigation program, it is planned that 1.3 million acres of land will be cultivated to harvest 52 million quintals of wheat. During the occasion, Somali Regional State Chief Mustafa Mohammed underscored that the regional government is trying level-based to contribute a fair share of wheat for the exportation plan.
This year in Somali region, nearly 847,000 hectares of land have been cultivated, which is 10% of the regional farmland. In general, prior to this, it has only been below 5% of farmland that has been cultivated. For the coming year, incorporating every basic mechanism, we are planning to work aggressively to achieve even more.
Minister of Agriculture Umar Hussein on his part indicated that the wheat production, especially summer wheat production, has been improving, and this has been achieved due to improved production and distribution of the amount of cultivated land. As per the initiative of the Premier, high priority has been given for the production of wheat in the country with a view of substituting the importation of wheat. The government is exerting efforts to increase the wheat production of the country by cultivating the crop throughout the year. And Abiy noted on the occasion that remarkable achievements have been gained this Ethiopian fiscal year.
Amna ከ60 ሚሊዮን እምብዛም ያላለፈ ምርት ነበር ያመረትነው.
Last year, we only produced a little over 60 million quintals of wheat. As per our evaluation yesterday, we learned that it was able to harvest over 100 million quintals this concluded Ethiopian year. This is not only good news for Ethiopia, rather for countries that have the same vision as ours. But it shouldn't be stopped here. A lot more needs to be done to achieve even more remarkable results.
ተናግረን መጀመር ጀምረን መጨረስ እንዳሳየነው ሁሉ
It is to be recalled that the government didn't import wheat in the just concluded Ethiopian budget year, and it was able to harvest 25 million quintals of summer wheat. It is to be reminded that Prime Minister Abiy expressed this year Ethiopia will begin to supply wheat production to the foreign market. Ethiopia and Kenya have reached an agreement that will allow Kenya to import wheat from Ethiopia this week.
The grade 12 school leaving national examination will begin Monday in selected universities across the country. It is said that for the first time in the history of education in Ethiopia, the 12th grade school leaving national exam will be given in universities, which will be of great importance in eliminating the risk of exam theft and cheating, and will allow all examinees to be tested in a stable environment and get better results. The exam, which is going to be administered in 2 phases, will be started on Monday by social science students. Host universities of the exam are expressing their readiness to administer the examination. Johannes Ventahun has more.
Ethiopia is not a country with long history of modern education, and many say that there is a serious problem with the quality of education in the education system, in addition to the access problems. As a result, various works are being done at the government level so that the education sector can achieve the expected results at the national level. In recent years, among the problems observed in Ethiopia's education system individuals and groups with different interests intend to use education for their political needs, especially in the 10th and 12th grade exit national exams, by stealing or pretending to be stolen. Presidents of different universities indicated that selected campuses are fully ready for the exam.
አዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ በአጠቃላይ ከ38,000 ተማሪዎች በላይ
Addis Ababa University is ready to administer the exam with about 38,000 students. We have been preparing for the last 2 months. We have also provided good dormitory and basic provision for the students.
እና የተለያዩ ለሚመጡ ተማሪዎች የተለያዩ አገልግሎት ለመስጠት በርካታ ዝግጅቶችን አድርገናል። ፈላጊውን ዝግጅት ሁሉ አድርገናል።
We have made all the necessary arrangements. Exam rooms, dining and living quarters are adequately prepared. If there is a health problem, we have organized a medical team. All students assigned to our university are entered.
ተማሪዎቹ በማደራቸው ተመደበው ለእያንዳንዱ ሃይ ስኩል እኛ አምባሳደር ነው ያዘጋጀነው።
እንግዲህ እነዚህ ተማሪዎች ያው ፈተና በራሱ ፍርሃት አለው ፈተና ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። ሁለተኛ እነዚህ ተማሪዎች እንግዲህ ከቤተሰባቸው
Exams inherently bring fear, and in this occasion the fear is compounded by the fact that the students are separated from their families for the exam. Therefore, students are being given orientation from the family so that they can do their exam calmly. Even after they enter our university, all the management members are encouraging the students. We are working to make the students consider the university as their home.
ፊል እንዲያደርጉ አስፈላጊውን ኦሪንቴሽን ለስታፎቻችን ሰጥ ቆይተናል። ተማሪዎችን ስናበታታ ቆይተናል። ይሄን ነው እንግዲህ ስንሰራ የነበረው።
Examining students also said the fact that this year's exam will be given at the universities allows them to concentrate only on the exam and increase their self-confidence.
ኩረጃ ምናምን ሳይኖር
The decision gives an ample opportunity for us to take the exam in a safe manner without any cheating or theft. The university gave us a proper welcome. We hope that we will pass the exam with good results.
It is good to see it like this before we enter university. We are well prepared for the exam.
In the past there was cheating. It was known that the exam was being stolen and it had an impact on us. I am very happy that this year the exam will be given in this manner. Only a well-prepared student can pass the exam.
The students said that they were not allowed to bring any electronic device when they come to the exam universities, which directly helps them to concentrate only on their exams.
The bicameral houses of Ethiopian government begin its second-year session tomorrow, and President Sahle-Work Zewde will address their session tomorrow. The president's last year's remarks were in focus for sustainable peace, enhanced social and economic integration in the Horn of Africa. She also indicated, among others, the use of transboundary resources remains to be based on principles of cooperation and mutual benefit to realize equitable benefit of the resources. Koshu Meliso has a brief review.
Undue diplomatic pressure and TPLF's aggression have been challenged in Ethiopia since the past 3 years. At the beginning of the joint session, the House of People's representatives in the House of Federation, the new government vowed to give special focus for sustainable peace, enhanced social and economic integration in the Horn of Africa. President Sahle-Work Zewde made the remarks at the customary speech of the swearing-in of the new members of parliament that remained in the two houses for 5 years. The president has said the economic reform measures being implemented have started to bear fruit to grow the economy, reduce the rate of inflation, improve the macroeconomy, raise the productivity of local manufacturers, as well as reap more export earnings from mining and energy are major activities the new administration will embark, the president said.
ባለፉት 3 ዓመታት ሲወሰዱ የቆዩ ኢኮኖሚ ማሻሻያ እርምጃዎች ኢኮኖሚውን
Over the past 3 years, Ethiopia has been implementing the homegrown economic reform activities to improve the socio-economic problems in the country. Despite man-made and natural problems, the implementation of economic reform registered was a somewhat remarkable result.
The president also addressed the two houses. The parliament is expected to entertain the concerns of the general public. Accordingly, some opposition political parties have been included in the parliament and ministerial position. President Sahle-Work Zewde also recalled that the government aims to increase its earnings to 600.9 billion birr in the Ethiopian fiscal year that started on July 8, 2021. 83% of this earnings was targeted to be collected from taxes. The government was also aims to secure $5.25 billion from exports in the last fiscal year. She also highlighted that improving the high cost of living and unemployment was the major priority of the government.
The government needs to give response to solve high living standard and unemployment in the country. Thus, these problems are the major bottlenecks of the nation's economy. Last year, Ethiopia effectively operated the second water filling of GERD. Despite the international community pressure, brave Ethiopians have fought well to realize effective water filling.
However, high rate of inflation and joblessness remains the major problems that needs to be addressed, according to economists. On the joint opening of the two houses, Sahle-Work said the war propelled by the TPLF was an existential threat.
The TPLF is trying to move unconditionally, aiming to destabilize Ethiopia by attacking the Ethiopian National Defense Force in the state of Tigray. The TPLF cliques are also creating allies with various anti-peace elements to dismantle Ethiopia. The killing of innocent civilians, displacement, property destruction, human rights violations, among other practices are orchestrated by TPLF gangs.
The Ethiopian government has established National Dialogue Commission to solve the recurrent problems experienced in the nation. The government also formed a peace talk committee to end the conflict via peace talk, despite the TPLF launched third round of war and blown up the anticipated peace talk. Amid various challenges and plots of historical enemies, the Ethiopian government successfully completed the third filling of GERD and generated power. The government is also striving with production to secure foreign currency and import substitution. The joint session of the House of Federation in the House of People's Representatives will be opened by President Sahle-Work Zewde tomorrow. The two houses are expected to give due attention and set directions on the security issues, the ever-increasing inflation and diplomatic pressure.
In the fight against terrorism in general and the Al-Shabaab extremist group in particular, the Somali government has decided to enforce a new measure. The Deputy Minister of Information announced the government banned what it calls the dissemination of extremism ideology messages, both from official media houses and on social media. Thus, implementing its decision, the government started cyber operations, fighting against terrorist accounts on social media. So far, we have suspended more than 40 accounts on Facebook and Twitter, they said. Earlier this week, the jihadists carried out a deadly triple bombing. The Ministry of Information in a statement urged Somalis to report accounts linked to terrorist activities. Women from across the world have got an opportunity to showcase their work during the second She Arts Festival in Cairo. The event aims to inspire Egyptians through a mix of music, arts, film, theater, and stand-up comedy. We have more on that. Take a look.
For 5 days, the She Arts Festival gave women artists a platform to exhibit their talent in different forms of art. One of the most swarming performances was by the Al Nurul Amal Orchestra. The group is made of musicians with visual impairments.
I've attended many of the performances that took place over the past few days. I'm amazed by the variety of arts and diversity of talents. It made me realize, and now I am very confident that women can produce great art. Watching Al Nurul Amal performing was amazing. They blew my mind.
During the event, two stages alternated back-to-back performances, more than 24 dancing performances, stand-up comedy shows, and concerts of all types of music.
really surprised that I knew that there is like an organization called She Arts, and they support women, and this is amazing in Egypt. And this was a really good opportunity because like I'm not well known here in Egypt yet, and I do my own music. It's a different music, not commercial one. So I was really happy that I had to participate in this event.
I must voice my opinion and that of minorities. In the rap scene, women are minorities, so I'm trying to support women's causes in my tracks, and I've dedicated my music to that.
This is the second edition of the She Artists Festival. Although it is still in its early stage, the festival is starting to gain international recognition. Women artists from 10 countries joined this growing event this year.
The idea came from that I already working on the scene, and I have been met many female artists that they are very talented, but they are doesn't take the full space. So I decided to make this festival last year, and it became with very good feedback.
The She Artists also provided a space for women to give lectures in filmmaking and screen their films. A multimedia artist exhibition entitled She is Always Inspiring shed light on the role of women since ancient times from.
Apologies for that. Dire Dawa and Djibouti cities have signed a cooperation MOU on revitalization and cooperation in the fields of sports, culture, education and business sectors. Mayors of the respective cities, Kadir Juhar and Said D. Mohammed, during Dire Dawa have signed the MOU. Mayor of Dire Dawa City, Kadir Juhar, is in Djibouti on a 3-day working visit in order to revitalize the already vibrant and intricately entwined sister cities of Dire Dawa City and Djibouti City. You're watching Addis News Hour. Here's a reminder of the stories making headlines. Premier Abiy launches national wheat production for this fiscal year. And national grade 12 exam will begin Monday in selected universities across Ethiopia. And that's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Many thanks for watching. Have a good night and take care.